if you were curious if you needed to watch Borderline, this movie has Nicholson being a little freak and Samara Weaving singing Celine Dion. What more could you ask for? Well, hello to all my subscribers out there. My name is EJ Marino, and I am so excited to bring a movie review to you. Yes, we usually save these for my other channel, Flickering Myth, but this movie kind of is an intersection of so many things I like. We have pop music, killers, we have a good time. Yeah, we are going to be talking about the movie Borderline.
You put a priest in a box?
No, I put a pastor in a box. We're Protestant.
This weekend I was able to see two new releases. Well, Mickey 17 came out a couple weeks ago, but I was able to see that movie and this week's new digital release, Borderline. And my goodness, I kind of liked Borderline a bit more. Yes, the new Bong Joon-ho film just dropped with Robert Pattinson, and that's not like the best thing I've seen all weekend. Well, I'm not doing a review for that one, but something about this one worked a bit more for me. I don't know if the comedy was just a bit stronger, if the horror elements were able to keep me through, or if I just really like Nicholson being a little freakazoid. Whoa, I have just saw him this weekend in another movie called Novocaine, which you can see over on Flickering Myth, my other channel. Yeah, I was just like, okay, cool. He's really good in that, playing this kind of villainous role, you know, the kind of villain in a action movie we normally see. But in this movie, he is a utter freakazoid. Whoa, just the smile, the moments of pure psychopath nature, just the little slide dances he does into rooms. I'm like, who is this man? He is somehow bringing to life the Jack Nicholson that we could expect from a Nepo baby. You know, oh yeah, your dad's a famous actor. We're going to see a little bit of that touches in you. But Jack Nicholson was never this pathetic, I will say. Yes, this movie has a lead man being a quite pathetic loser weirdo, but wow, he plays it so good. The psychopath nature of this really does remind me of Nicholson's Joker take in the Batman 89, but Ray Nicholson has this own flair to it that makes it feel so fresh and weird, and this guy's new for me. Like, I haven't seen a performance like this, especially at the end when it's just this long take of him driving, you know, or being driven. We'll talk about the plot of this movie, but just being driven and just seeing him slip into madness, it had that bit of that Pearl ending that we all loved, you know, Mia Goth just working with the cameras and just having a long take. That's what this brought me back to, and I absolutely love it. Just a stellar performance. Sometimes it feels like this whole movie is just, you know, built around getting Ray Nicholson more work. It's just like, look, he can do this here. What else can he do later on? Hire him for gigs. But this movie's not complete wash. I like Eric Dane in this. He has quite a honestly, more of a story than I thought he would. I thought this was just going to be about Samara Weaving and Ray Nicholson's character, but Eric Dane, his family, this bodyguard story, and this gearing, you know, trying to protect a pop star, you know, against this crazy man. It's this kind of weird three-hander movie, and I was not expecting it. And then the other hand in this three-hander is Samara Weaving doing another great turn. Sadly, she does feel a bit sidelined for a good chunk of this, where I'm like, oh, you could be kicking ass a bit earlier, but when she does kick ass, it is great, it is as expected. And my goodness, can we get her a movie with a man that is not a complete loser weirdo trying to kill her? I love her. She's great, but I'm like, the taste in men, mayhem. We have Ready or Not, and now we have this where I'm like, girl, what is up with you marrying the craziest dudes ever? How do we sum up Borderline? So Borderline is about a pop star, played by Samara Weaving, named Sofia, who's dealing with Peter Durson, a stalker, a man who is absolutely obsessed with her. There is an incident where he shows up to her house, attacks her bodyguard, basically kind of just triggering in and out of just these psychotic episodes where he thinks this is her, and this kind of sets them up on this thing where, like, he's coming back to work, you know, after 6 months recovering from that. His daughter's just like, I hate this role of you as a bodyguard. It's like you're being lesser than her. It's not fair, you know. So we have that story brewing up. We have Durson breaking out with a ragtag group of freaks as well. My goodness, if you want to see a movie filled with little freaks doing little freak roles, my goodness, here, the actress who plays Penny, round of applause to you. First off, you ate up that singing scene, and second, so funny. So yes, so then we have Paul getting his group together to face off against the bodyguard, and then we have Sofia, who is on a date ish a business date with this man named Rhodes, who ends up being another integral part to the story. I thought this was truly going to be so isolated. Just the way I saw it kind of marketed, I thought it was just going to be Sofia and Paul the whole movie. Like, they're stuck in the house, everyone's just trying to break in to save them. But there's so many more players in this game. We have Rhodes, we have Eric Dane's bodyguard character, Belle. There's just all these people. Belle has a daughter who is amazing. She is such a good actress in this as well. Really loved her character. All of these pieces come together and it's just really strange. Like, it is this strange world, but it works. The tone works for me. The comedy works. That's why I was comparing it to Mickey 17, which I felt none of the jokes landed for me. Like, I loved Robert Pattinson, thought he was a great freakazoid, but honestly, I mean, he still is the king of the little freaks. Ray Nicholson can't touch Robert Pattinson's crown, but I like where Ray Nicholson's comedy was coming from. I like this character more. I found the tonal balance in this to be a bit better than, honestly, a lot of the horror comedies I've seen recently, other than The Monkey. One of the best horror comedies I've seen in quite some time. Go see that. You can check out my review on Flickering Myth. You guys can see it up here. But yes, it's just like, this is such a good balance. It's freaky, it's weird, it's bloody, it's sad. It's, because we're seeing Paul go through this trauma, which probably led him here. He had a girlfriend who passed away at this concert, and now it's just like he's connecting to this, and this, and it's just like, he's a sad, pathetic character, but I also love seeing him be sad and pathetic because it played so well. And Samara Weaving's character, she's not the nicest woman either. Sofia is so pop star, so like vapid in that world of like, well, I'm going to use who I need to do and what I need to do. Yeah, it's this kind of complicated story that I find intriguing. It could have just been a simple like home invasion kind of slasher movie, but it's way more than that, and that's what makes Borderline such a must-watch movie. So what is my favorite part of this movie? It's filled with quite a few moments that really are striking for me. There's this like editing throughout that kind of tells you different timeline stuff, like, oh, this happened just a minute ago, oh, present time, like just these little small moments in the edit that I thought were fun and different and just kind of helped me like not feel so kind of stale. It kept it fresh, it kept it new. I really liked this like musical number from two of the characters singing Celine Dion, which led into this huge action scene. I could not expect where it led to then what it ended up being. It was this like, interesting turn and spin that I was really, really happy about. And then also, I just think the first real meetup of Ray Nicholson and Samara Weaving, he kind of has her in this like locked in this kind of recording studio, and he's doing the "Hello, Clarice." Like, it's just such a good moment. It's such good acting. It does feel like it is filmed very separate, where it's like Samara did her scenes at one time and then Ray did his scenes. But then to me, honestly, if they filmed it that way, even better, just because it felt so like I loved these two together. Like, I hated them too because he is a psycho and just trying to ruin this woman's life, but at the same time I could have watched them two just butt heads forever. There's just this good quality. Samara Weaving is really good at being sardonic, this like sarcastic kind of, I'm not dealing with this character, and it's great. She does fear, she does terrifying, that's why she's so good in horror, but she does really well with balancing off and bouncing off these crazy characters. And my goodness, just Ray Nicholson, I'm just so impressed with him. You could praise this movie for a bazillion 10 things, but I really think he is the highlight and the reason to watch this movie. A rare movie review on my personal channel. Yes, usually it's Yellow Jackets. I'm in the midst of that right now. We're going to be talking about the MTV Movie Awards in a couple days. I have watched that award show too many times in preparation for this video, but I'm just so excited to bring a movie review, a recommendation for the weekend, something I definitely think everyone should be watching if they're into horror comedy, if they just want something a bit fun to watch this weekend. I know we're like struggling and we should be going to see movies in the cinema. I didn't get to see Opus this weekend, but I saw Mickey 17. Yay, I could have watched it at home. Okay, sure. But then, I get home and I watch this movie like Borderline, and I really did enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoy it as well if you check it out. Make sure you guys let me know what you think of this movie and what you think of the review in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel and subscribe to my other channel, Flickering Myth, for more videos just like this. Thumbs up, bells, what am I missing? All the bells and whistles that we need to do for YouTuber stuff. Alright guys, just let's comment down below and talk about this fun movie right down there.